Roll call 219, and it's morning on Thursday. I did my show last night, Rants and Raves, at 9:30, 10ish, where me and Night Strike discuss what's going on in the community of 2A activism, activists, and court cases that, find their way to courts around the country. And we talk about it and we discuss it with other people in the chat. But what this video is about is I shot another deer. I've got two that have hit the ground already. I've been saying this for quite some time that the last few days, starting this week, Monday, Tuesday, and yesterday, and today in the morning hours, are going to be the best times to start hunting here in Northwest Indiana. The rut is kicking off, the deer are being more active, and yesterday, before the show and everything that went on, I spent the time processing my deer myself and getting it ready for grinds, and then packing away the other big chunks of meat. So it's been a long time coming. I knew it was going to happen. It was just a matter of time at this point of how it was going to transpire. I made almost like a 30-minute video breaking down the experiences, and I don't know if I'm going to release that video. I don't know if somebody wants to see me babbling for 30 minutes and showing pictures that may be a little bit, I don't know, on the wayside of what YouTube, definitely what TikTok would do, and some of the other platforms, some pictures that would be too risque for those platforms. And YouTube gets kind of like that as well with certain stuff. So, I skirt the community guidelines as much as possible, but I just wanted to get that information out. I'll put a picture of her up here. She's a really heavy doe. I'm saying about the 150 mark. She was pretty big for a doe this time of the season in my area. Usually it's the little fawns and the yearlings that are crawling around doing their thing deer wise, but this one, she came out. I shot her almost a little bit quartering away, and she expired pretty quickly, and that's what I'd like to see. We went in the woods, dragged her out, brought the truck out, had to load her in our truck this time. The last year we loaded it in Cindy's dad's truck and took it to the farm to process everything. So it's a great year. This is a long time coming. I'm almost tagged out. I got one more tag left. Here in the state of Indiana, where I live, you can get a bundle tags. They're $65, and it's 3 tags where you can have 2 antlerless animals and then 1 antler animal. So 2 does and a buck, basically. The first deer I shot, at that point I didn't know it was a button buck, which really sucked. It was one of those moments where you have, and I've been talked to for older people and Cindy's brothers, like, do you want to eat your tags or do you want to eat backstraps? You got to kind of make that decision. Unfortunately, this guy came out at the wrong time, and he was the closest one. Again, I've only been shooting archery just a couple of years, and I'm still quite not comfortable taking shots that you see on YouTube, 50, 60 yard shots or 45 to 55 yard shots. I'm not that comfortable. I've been having a tad bit little bit of trouble with this crossbow, but not to the extent that I had the year or two before. So I didn't want to press my luck on there. Again, I want to make ethical shots. I'm not out here to wound these animals. I'm not out here to scare them away. I want them, the ones that I hit, to go down, and the ones that may be around the area to not get too spooked and come back for future hunts or the year after. So it's very critical that I maintain that kind of personality and sensibility of ethical hunting. But she dropped. Me and Cindy spent the majority of Wednesday, where you're seeing this on Thursday, majority of the day cutting this deer up. It was quite a process. It was just me and her. Sean, the researcher, came by. He took a peek at how We process our deer. He was supposed to go out last night. He didn't text me, so that means he might have not been lucky, or he didn't go, one of the two. But again, this week with the cold snap that's been coming through here, this was the best time, in my opinion, in the general consensus of Northwest Indiana. These deer, when it's warm out, they'll sit in the shade. You know, they'll lay down. They won't come out as much. They won't be as active. When it's cold, and I mean, well, I just took Chase to the train station. It was about 30 degrees. And they were calling for like overnight temperatures last night to dip down into the low 20s. That means that they're going to be up. They're going to be moving. They're going to be moving to their food sources. They're going to have to. They got to keep warm somehow, and it's not laying down when the ground's this cold and the weather outside. They're going to keep on moving. So the fluctuations here. I'll throw some pictures either over here or over here. We got 2 new targets for bucks. Since I have 1 buck tag left, that we're going to focus on. That's my focus now. Could I use this buck? Yeah, I could. Do I, is it an emergency? No, it's not. I've already taken 2 deer, altogether. I think I'm close to about 200 pounds of meat, if a little bit less, probably about 180. So that's pretty good, between the two deer that I've just taken. So that's decent. It's filled almost the whole chest freezer, to a great extent. Plus we had to kind of substitute some of the big portions like roast and backstraps to the other freezer, the refrigerator freezer. Plus we still have 6.5 bags of grind to do, which is a lot of grind. So that's where I'm going to get my breakfast sausage, my grind for, you know, spaghetti and all that jazz. So this is monumental. It was a long time coming. I've struggled here and there. The last few years haven't been good, whether it be having my camera stuff and my stuff from my ladder stand stolen by people that were poaching, that weren't allowed on the property the last few years that I'm hunting, that I just gained access to that property again. So that's an even bigger task, to have my old spot back that I was always hunting, and to have another spot. So what a deal that we got going on for next year. I'm thinking forward ahead, because I've already got a pretty good amount. So it's exciting. I highly, recommend, go out there, be a part of nature, do some conservation acts. I've been doing it all spring and all summer long. I've been putting in hard work. I've been giving these deer an environment. I've been making sure they stay around. Usually the bucks will always take off once in a while, but again, I'll throw some more pictures. They've been coming back. They've been looking for does. They've been bedding down in certain portions of the area, where the last couple of years that I've lived in this area, that I haven't seen bucks or spikes or button bucks. It was really hit or miss Tuesday nights, 9 o'clock, around this area where I'm at, to see these bucks. And if you can see some of the stuff from Instagram, TikTok, about some of these deer that have come in the yard, like the 8-point, like old half rack, all these guys were probably here at one point, but I had never seen these guys. And now these other ones, as I showed you in the pictures, these other ones are coming back. So this is positive. That means that the environment around here is good, that my food plots and other plant species that these guys thrive on are growing. They're taking root, they're taking hold, and the joy of the deer that they have a food source that's plentiful is amazing and outstanding, because I want to maintain this herd for as long as the time I'm around this area, to give not only myself but other hunters a chance at harvesting an animal for their family. Killing these animals, some people think just because they get hit by cars that they don't have a keen sense. And I'm going to tell you right now, that is most furthest from the truth that I could ever possibly explain to people that have that kind of mindset. When you're hunting these animals, their senses are so keen and they're so distinct that it will surprise you how many times, if you just think you can go out there and just sit around it and do it like the good old boys do, that it's not that easy, that it's challenging. These deer senses are on high alert, especially this time of year where bucks are fighting for dominance to start breeding does. The rut is on. It's going to be gun season soon here, the 13th of November for my state. And that's going to be, I'm always going to go out there the 13th of November and always sit out there, even if I don't see any bucks, because then I can tell by the gunshots of how many people in my area are hunting, which neighbors are doing it. And it's amazing to see it, because here in the last few years in my area, neighbors are moving on. Unfortunately, their families are passing away, and the younger generation aren't, I would say, taking up the responsibility for the farms and the property around here, and they're selling it off. And right now, there's a lot of places that were sold off, and the people that moved in there don't have the mentality that's always been around this area about hunting, conservation, farming. They want to develop this land. They want to make it into suburbs. They want to make it into some kind of nursing home thing, okay, but do that somewhere else. At this point, you're giving away property that's been here for a while, that's really nursing these animals, and you're only going to push them further away from the area. And this is a food source for people around here, believe it or not. A lot of the farmers around here are hunters, but unfortunately we all can't live forever. So when these families go into, I would say, this kind of crisis where their family members pass away, they don't want to pay the taxes, and they don't want to take care of the land and be a farmer. They may have other ambitions in life, which is respectable. But when they sell these lands to people that just want to develop it and make it into some kind of urban area, like 20, 30 miles to the city here, that kind of hurts. That hurts the environment, and it hurts the people that want to stay here and live here, because that's why we're here, because the city's over there and we're over here in our own little dynamic world, our own little ecosystem, if you want to call it that. So that's a little frustrating to see, because these people are putting up no hunting signs, no trespassing signs. They're telling people that you can't do this and you can't do that. I've heard around the neighborhood, which is frustrating. That's stuff you see in the inner city. That's stuff you see in city kind of urban areas. Out here, everybody does their own thing, and we don't gripe about it. What's next? Are they gonna yell at me because my rooster's crowing at sunup? I mean, again, that's the kind of things that come with living a country lifestyle. This is the things that we enjoy, because it's like an alarm clock when old Phoenix goes off in the morning, because I can hear him out my back window of my bedroom. So I'm happy that we harvested a couple of animals. I'm happy for the encouragement that all you guys have given me throughout the hunting seasons when I started putting these films up. Unfortunately, I keep on forgetting the tripod that the camera's on now to go out there hunting, because to tell you the truth, I'm really focused on putting food in the freezer. We have seen a lot of delays in the food chain supply in my area. I'm going to the store and I'm not seeing commonly things that were always on the shelves now be non-existent, or temporary out of stock. And when you keep on going back, and then you go and look at ground beef, which is like almost $6, $7 a pound, that's expensive. Again, I don't make much money. I'm filming in a fucking closet for this matter. So, that puts a lot of stress on us. Even vegetables have been kind of drying up here in the garden. I've been picking a lot of vegetables out of my garden. Again, this is self-reliance. This is making sure that I have a food source, not only for the animals, but for myself and my family. But when the winter comes around, and I've seen some of the predictions, it may be a really harsh winter, so I can't garden unless I garden inside, but my house isn't that big to really put up a pretty good greenhouse effect in the house itself. So I just want to say thank you to all you guys encouraging me, telling me I'm going to get one. I've already got 2. And I encourage anybody else, if you're struggling, please comment in this video if you have any questions, if you're feeling pressure of how I've been doing it over the years, where I've come close to being successful and other times I've failed. What a lot of these young kids don't understand is failure is a part of life. It just happens to be like that. But never give up. Always strive to achieve that level. Don't give up. And I haven't given up, and I've been rewarded for that. So I want to thank everybody out there for the courtesy and the constructive criticism out there. And for all the haters out there that were telling me that I suck, boom, I got you. I got you, dog, because I tell you one thing, when your store starts really running out of food, and I have umpteen bags of ground beef, I have umpteen bags of roast and steaks, you know, that's what being having some kind of courtesy is about, because I can help you out just as quick as you can help me out. But when you start acting a fool towards me, you know, that courtesy goes away. So I want to thank everybody out there, all the people that watch the channel. I greatly do appreciate it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe to everybody that you watch on YouTube. It really does help with the algorithms. One more thing before we close out here. The 1,000 subscriber giveaway, the thank you that you're going to do. As you can see, I have the products on hand, in my hands. These are products that I've had for a hot minute here. These are coming out of my own personal collection. If you want some more details as we get closer, I think we're at 980 or something like that. So when we start getting closer, I'll start focusing on that. Now that I put away deer in the freezer, I was kind of hoping it would pan out this way, where, you know, I'm not putting so much pressure on myself to fill the freezer, but I can really give back to you guys for all that you do on the channel. So stay tuned for those details, and don't forget to join Patreon. Maybe I'll throw the link down here, maybe I won't. But join me on Wednesday nights, 9:30, 10ish, for Rants and Raves. And like always, guys, we'll catch you on the next one.